And well, I talked to Claire before. When was it? In January or something about, and she told me the story. And I didn't find it, although I was very impressed and I really, respected everything she told me. I didn't find it so difficult to keep my eyes dry. I think it is. It's not so much the sadness; it's the release of the positive things she brings to this experience that sort of makes my heart go. I don't know, all over the place. So thank you very much, Claire, for sharing it. I listened to an interview today you did with 96 FM, and there were some other women who have had a similar experience of losing a child. And it struck me, and it struck the interviewer as well, that your immediate positive take on this experience is quite extraordinary. Your acceptance and the fact that maybe that you didn't beat yourself up, or that you didn't, throw your fist at the sky. And can you say anything more about? I mean, do you know why you took this? Found it possible to take this approach? Can you remember that?
Just the way things happened at the time. Everything happened kind of perfectly in some ways, and just the way things happened. It was like I was 27 weeks pregnant, and I'd had a couple of scares during pregnancy. So I'd had little times when I was worried, but then, at the time when I had a bleed and then I had to go to hospital, before that I was quite happy. I was like, yeah, we're grand. So it was kind of unexpected, but at the same time there was just like little indications. It's hard to explain, but there was just, I had a friend who had lost a baby maybe a few months before that. So like when I went into hospital, I had to get injections and steroid injections, and that's so if the baby is delivered early, that they can it helps their lungs to function. But like before that I wouldn't have known that at all, but I seem to have that information. So when when they were saying what I had to do, like I was like, I know that. There was just like little things that happened all the time. And at Christmas time again, just before Christmas I'd had because Alan was born in January, so before Christmas I'd been a little bit worried, and Stephen's Day I said to Colin, I said, oh, we must go and visit all our family graves, and I kind of did it like that was something we did all the time, but we actually never really did that. And I found myself going around visiting all the graves of my grandparents and all our friends and family. And I just found myself asking them all for help with my, to mind my baby. And then when I was coming out of the graveyard, I just kind of there was a child's grave there, and had a little angel, little stone angel. And I was just walking past, and I just caught it, and it said, "Our darling angel." And I just got this huge kind of wave of emotion, and afterwards I kind of like I'd had all these little clues, so that it wasn't really out of the blue. On some level I kind of knew, and it just, I was just feeling really kind of lucky the way it happened, because I was 27 weeks and I was able to give birth to my child that was alive, and a lot of people don't get to do that. A lot of people with stillborn babies know that their baby has died and they have to wait and all that kind of thing. That to me just seems pretty horrendous. I was spared that because I got a section, so I didn't have to wait, and we were able to bury him, and I had the recognition, and except everyone knew, of course, I was pregnant, so I got that acknowledgement. And I think so many people don't get acknowledged when they lose a baby earlier on. A lot of the times they don't tell anybody, but even if they do, it's like not something you're supposed to speak about. So there's a lot of people carrying sadness, and I was allowed to express my grief. So I think that helped a lot. It's a long answer.
Well, it's a realistic answer, I think. And your parents are both here, and is there something in your background that made this spiritual approach easier? Is it something you've been brought up with, or implicitly or explicitly?
Yeah, well, I suppose we would have always had strong spiritual beliefs at home, and like our faith would have helped a lot. But to be honest, before Alan was born, I never had kind of direct spiritual experiences. It was more, I believed, but I didn't, I didn't have any direct experiences. But when Alan died, that was the first time I could feel his presence in the room. Because what they do is when your baby dies, they in the hospitals now, they encourage you to hold your baby and to spend time with your baby. And like at the start, like I think the first night, they left Alan in the cot for a while, and we didn't really go near him because we were like, why would you? It just felt a bit weird, like it was too late or something. But then the nurses told me, they said, no, it's really good for you to do this. So I thought, okay. And then once I had him in my arms, just actually seeing him there, I could then feel his spirit as well. And that was very comforting, just knowing that he was so close to me.
From the songs you sang, I think Heart of Love specifically, you say something about, because that's the difficult with spiritual experiences, as far as I can tell, is that, you may not, as normal life unfolds, always be able to hang on to the presence of someone who has departed, and the separation is, of course, the big wrench when you talk about death. Did you have to fight to keep that presence in your life, or is it, you talk about fear as well as the master? No, I mean when it's 11 years ago now since Alan died, and at the start I could really feel his presence really strongly about me all the time, and then I think that faded as time went on, because I think he was there for me when I needed him, but he still kind of pops in now and then, and and it's now it's more it's joyful, I'm not it's just kind of funny, and like the other week, one of the pieces in the book is called Sometime Soon, and the words are, sometime soon you'll be coming around and I'll be waiting for you. And I was recording the pieces for the CD, and so I was listening to it because I needed to practice it before I went to record it. And I was listening to it. I went for my morning walk, and I came back, and then I put my phone. I hadn't listened to it on my phone. I put my phone down, and then I think I was thinking of them. I was just thinking, and I was doing something else, and then the thing just came on again. And it was like, sometime soon, and I just felt like he was just having a laugh, and so yeah, I'm here. So it's just, yeah. So you don't have to fight to keep him near you, you just accept whether or not he turns up in your presence. Is that the letting go bit? Did you ever have to fight to remind yourself, no, he's not gone, he's still here?
What do you mean?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you talk about letting go. That's the title of the. Yeah. What were you letting go of? What?
Yeah, it's letting go of a lot of things. Really, it's a lot for me. Letting go is a lot about letting go of just fear, and like the book is about. It's not about letting Alan go as in I forget him and I'm not hanging on to him insofar as I need him to be there. It's more, or kind of, it's more fluid than that. I know he's there when he's there, and but the letting go, I suppose, the gifts that he's given me, been amazing. I mean, he paved the way for me to have my other two gorgeous boys, because there was a problem in my womb, and that was identified when he was born, and then I got an operation, and then my other two boys were able to be born first. So it feels like in the one level it was like he kind of took the hit for that. And also, because of the experience, it opened my heart, it opened me to more spiritual ways, and it started me to be able to come out of myself and let go of my fear of being myself, of saying how I feel, and just beginning to express myself. So it's like letting go of all that.
Seems like a perfect moment to end. Thank you very much, Claire.